James Whale's 1931 film Frankenstein has a lot of gay subtext.
Well, we've warned you.
Not just in modern context either, it always had those themes. The implication of two men living in a secluded castle with the purpose of creating life without the involvement of a woman would not be lost on viewers at the time of the film's release. Homosexual subtext was often used to implicate something unnatural or evil. Just look at how often Hitchcock gave his villains effeminate mannerisms or cast gay actors in those roles. What James Whale's film uniquely suggests is that the monster is not inherently evil. The life these men, Dr. Frankenstein and Fritz, create is not flawed because of some kind of destiny, but rather flawed because of the quote-unquote abnormal brain used during its creation. Frankenstein's monster could have been a mentally stable man. He would still be assembled from stolen corpses, but surely the townspeople could look past that if he were eloquent. By the end of the film, the monster has been chased down and trapped by the townspeople, and Frankenstein is free to resume his heteronormative life in peace.
Here's to our son, to the house of Frankenstein.
But then, a sequel. 1935's Bride of Frankenstein again throws Dr. Henry Frankenstein's life into homosexual turmoil, but in different ways, with much different implications of who is in the right and how heteronormativity becomes the villain. When looking into homosexual readings of Bride of Frankenstein, the most visibly and latently homosexual element is the character of Dr. Pretorius, played with wonderful camp humor by Ernest Thesiger.
Do you like gin? It is my only weakness.
Well, Doctor, I guess that's all for tonight.
Can we go home now?
Yes. I shall wait here for a bit. I rather like this place.
To a new world of gods and monsters. Have a cigar. They are my only weakness. I cannot account precisely for all that I am going to show you. But perhaps now that you are my partner, you can.
As Jayne Blodgett writes in the Frankenstein film Sourcebook, turn off the sound and watch Dr. Pretorius try to tempt Henry Frankenstein to his side, while, at the same time, sneering with contempt at Henry's bride-to-be. The goal of Dr. Pretorius is, at most, blatant homosexual seduction, and, at least, male envy of the power of woman to bring life forth and a male fantasy that he should be able to do the same. Dr. Pretorius, more verbose and scientific than the previous film's Fritz, serves as an equal to Henry, able to seduce him with knowledge and outwit him with blackmail. In this sense, their relationship is more easily read as homosexual. They are on equal terms to serve each other, as Henry Benshoff makes note of in Monsters in the Closet, Homosexuality and the Horror film. Not only is Pretorius a homosexual according to the film's logic, it is Pretorius who enters Frankenstein's bridal chambers and steals him away from Elizabeth, but also in terms of the characterization. His line readings frequently verge on double entendre, as when he tells Henry,
I had ventured to hope that you and I together, no longer as master and pupil, but as fellow scientists, might probe the mysteries of life and death.
Never. No further.
And reach a goal undreamed of by science.
I can't make any further experiments. I've had a terrible lesson.
That is sad, very sad. But you and I have gone too far to stop, nor can it be stopped so easily.
Ultimately, their relationship bears fruit in the form of the titular bride.
The Bride of Frankenstein.
The scientific relationship is not the only homosexual or homoromantic relationship to succeed in the film. The monster himself has two such relationships with men. Both Dr. Pretorius and the Hermit serve as friends and mentors for the monster. The Hermit endows him with an ability to express himself through speech, all while praising him and expressing his desire to have them take care of each other. Dr. Pretorius serves the monster by being the first to listen to him, while knowing exactly what he is. While a viewer may interpret the Hermit as only accepting the monster because he cannot see him for an abomination,
I cannot see you. I cannot see anything. You must please excuse me, but I'm blind.
Pretorius is interested in the monster specifically because of the monster's unnatural life and birth. Pretorius also instills a desire for love in the monster's life, and tells the monster of the plan to craft him a bride.
Woman. Friend. Why?
It seems at first that this relationship may serve against the film's homosexual reading. However, the film's treatment of heterosexual relationships only adds to the bigger picture of complex homosexual themes. In Bride of Frankenstein, heterosexual relationships are frequently interrupted, unfulfilled, and shown to be destructive. While Henry Frankenstein and Dr. Pretorius create new life in the name of science, Henry's relationship with his wife can only continue once Pretorius has been killed. Dr. Pretorius and the monster have quite an intellectual relationship on their own, but the creation of a bride results in their disappointment and death. In the monster's final sympathetic moments, he tells Henry and Elizabeth to leave, desiring them to live. The monster has been aware of how people treat him, and his one chance to be loved in a heteronormative way has been completely ruined by the bride's repulsion. Much like how American society of the 1930s might be interpreted by a gay man, the monster sees no place for himself in the world. He opts to bring destruction down upon himself and Dr. Pretorius, proclaiming that they belong dead, the implication being that they are somehow linked.
You stay. We belong dead.
Henry and Elizabeth escape, only to once again resume their life together, but it is a Pyrrhic victory. Henry's creation finally had a chance at life, with the ability to express himself, which surely would have been a personal victory for Henry. However, Henry must now put all of his scientific work behind him. Bride of Frankenstein adds upon the homosexual themes present in Frankenstein, while also pulling them in a new direction, more easily readable as sympathetic towards these relationships. This is what makes the film a fantastic and artistically successful sequel, surpassing the original in subtextual and textual evidence of a sympathetic monster, and Henry's relationship to his monster of science. If Frankenstein suggests that two men can be successful in creating life, Bride of Frankenstein confirms that all it would take would be the rest of the world accepting it.
Amen.
Hi, thanks so much for watching my first video essay on this YouTube channel. The script for this video essay was based on an essay that I wrote for a class a few years ago. You can read that in full on my website along with a few other essays I've written. I'll leave a link to that in the description. I'm hoping that this will be the first of many videos on this channel. I'm working on another video essay with similar themes to this one right now. It's going to be a much longer video, so in the meantime, I have other non-essay videos planned. I'm not going to commit to any specific upload schedule because I have a full-time job and I have other time-consuming hobbies, but I enjoy making videos. I enjoy doing the research for essays like this, so I'd like to upload a video a month if I can, whether it's an essay or not. Hopefully I'll see you again before too long.
He's a very queer-looking old gentleman, sir.
Bullshit, my dear Baron, is the word for knowing too much.